Will time make your ex miss you or forget you? In other words, if you go no contact, if you leave enough space, will you increase your chance of getting back with your ex? I give you the answer right away. It depends. And we will discuss in this video why it depends and in which situations it's better to go no contact. Jingle.
IGetMyExBack.com. Everyone deserves a second chance.
So first of all, it's important to assess the relationship nature. The people I help, the relationships I help recover are relationships that were meaningful, where people were together for many years. And it's important because if you have those memories, this history together, it's something that will always be there. You will always have those moments together. You will always have those weekends away, those moments of intimacy and so on. That's why I always struggle to help people who've been in a relationship for less than a year. And what happens is when you have a strong bond, those emotions will linger over time. You might be feeling, my ex has already moved on. He or she told me she's been very harsh with me. She's being very cold. He's being very cold. And you might be thinking, they don't have any feelings for me anymore. The thing is, it doesn't really happen this way. People always get those emotional connection, this emotional connection, even after a breakup. 1 year, 2 years after, that's another story. But right after a breakup, they will act as if they moved on, act as if they already done with you. In reality, it's more complex than that. And so when something is broken, of course we can fix it, and that's what we are trying to do in this video. The thing is, you also need to assess whether you're trying to rescue the right relationship. It's the kind of question I can't answer on your behalf, but it's very important for you to assess whether you are rescuing the right relationship. Are you betting on the right horse? This person may be amazing. Is he or is she the right partner? So very often people fight and they spend months trying to reconcile a relationship that is actually not working because the dynamic is not working, because the other one is not willing to change. So if you're not sure about whether your relationship was strong enough, whether you have any chance of getting back with your ex, have a look in the description. There's a quiz to know if you have any chance of getting back with your ex. It's totally free. It gives you a score. If you have a score above 15, it's quite likely that you get back together. If it's below 15, honestly, it's time to focus on something else. Most people get a score below 15 because most relationships cannot be saved. Now, the breakup reasons, it's very important to assess this. And when you assess something, it's not about dwelling on the past, it's really analyzing and spending some time to analyze the root cause of those breakups. So you have, first of all, you could have the mutual breakup, which could be positive because it's a way for you to say, okay, it's not working out. Let's pause, let's take some space, let's reflect, and let's see how we can fix it. You have the amicable split where you might have potential missing occurring. Now, what you have to understand is if that's not the case and you feel that the breakup was a bit difficult, understand that the negative reasons will hasten and sort of accelerate forgetting. Basically, what I'm saying is that your emotions, the negative emotions, will sort of reduce in intensity in your ex's mind. The resentment will reduce in intensity. And what's left usually is the happy memories. That's how we always process information with our brain. Pain becomes something we laugh about. Negative emotions become distant. And so anything that was wrong, perceived wrong in the relationship will be, your ex will be distant. There will be some sort of, the same way if you break an arm, if you hurt yourself, the moment when you hurt yourself, it's very painful. But after 1 day or two, when you healed, you kind of have a great story to tell your friends. So it's very important because if you just broke up with your ex and you make it even worse, the problem is that the painful end, the last impression, will accelerate the emotional attachment. Your ex, if you make the relationship more difficult than it has to be, your ex will be like, okay, he or she doesn't answer, I need to push them again. He or she doesn't answer, I can't accept this, I don't want this. And so the last impression is very important if you want to recover the relationship. And also, so understand that those circumstances will influence memory retention, that's how it's called. Whether your partner will shift those negative emotions to positive one, whether they'll keep thinking about the pain, because even though maybe they are the ones who took the decision to end the relationship, it's painful to break up with someone. It's painful to feel like, okay, it's not working out. I see that the person I had an history with, I'm hurting this person, and so I don't want to confront myself with this. Those elements are critical because they lay the foundation of your recovery. You can always reset things. You can always repair. Ideally, it's better not to make those mistakes and not to be too clingy, too needy right after the relationship. And think about how you can recover the relationship. And so for me, it's really, as a therapist, obviously, that's mostly my area of interest. It's about emotional processing. If you have an anxious attachment style, you're always feeling the attachment, the element of the relationship will be very, very present. So if your partner is anxious, it's going to be very hard for them to live without a relationship. And that's why a lot of avoidant people, anxious people, will cling to new relationship and will bounce back into a rebound relationship. Avoidant attachment style, they have a tendency to distance themselves. And so you have to navigate the space between, because I think very quickly they distance themselves, and then it comes back to the, maybe I've done a mistake, maybe that's not what I should have done, before it goes down again. Have a look in the description if you want to have a chat, and I'll be more than happy to help if I can help. And that's it. Take care of yourself. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.